So you're going to Amsterdam?
Yeah. I'm gonna have some.
Hello, all.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Welcome to Let's Build this Thursday evening, Interpersonal Relationships. And right now we have AAA in the building.
Oh yeah.
You guys all know the God Amun Ra. He's right here. And we have our lovely intern Hannah about to make some type of coffee. Is the Ethiopian coffee. I don't really drink coffee, but I'm gonna try this because I got to see what type of skill set she got with the coffee. We also have Kat in the house. She's on the opposite of the camera.
What's Kat doing? She makes that good noise.
And yes. Anyway, so while we're waiting for the commander to show up, I will go ahead and play a song off the Basement Politics of UBC page entitled Searching for Love. And you guys can enjoy this, and we'll be back shortly.
Paradoxical continues.
There's people in here.
That self-love is the foundation of all of you. I'm still doing what we got it. Once again, inside and out. Down for life. I'm never stupid. Talking you can't be cool. Hell till it won't. Took a song if I never moved the I keep it down. They only promise on the door. Can't reach you. Some contact. Show me your authentication. Show me the outside. Let's go back. irrational. The notion truly touched my soul. I don't know what's sounding if flowers grow. Jeez. Hold up. It was. Yeah. Took me to a spot where life looked good. I explained the dreams and right things and work. Family and all my issues and covered her. He was supporting me. Had to search the refuge in the money. We saw each other first. Like, yeah, let's keep walking, see what life goes. Come on, let's go to the eyes go. And show me the fun parts. Girl, that's personal. Let's get drinks, all out here, flex. Don't hold on to it. You say pop when you get me home. And then I gotta try my own mission. I'm only gonna use the phone, man. I'm gonna get my own with it. And look at every rip I take like this out this. We in the kitchen doing all the way out, child. And we should miss the definition. I say what you need. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey. We all experience a special connection to our journey. Are you sensitive enough to truly embrace them as lessons? Love leads to more love. Hey, Scott. Yeah.
Hey, all right. That was Searching for Love. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the comment section shortly. Thank you all who have tuned in already. I see a couple new people I haven't seen before, and I see a couple oldies.
Do that.
We got some couple veterans in the house, and we have a bunch of new people in the house. Thank y'all for tuning in. This topic of this evening is interpersonal relationships. I got the guy, the Moon Ra, right here. He'll give y'all a few words, and Commander Ashtar should be showing up in a minute.
I don't have nothing to say.
You ain't got nothing to say? Not one thing.
I just made some very good soup.
That was banging.
That's all I can say right now. I made some very good soup. To boost the immune system on this Amsterdam adventure me and the guys are going on. It's tomorrow. Why are you laughing, man?
Shout out to Born 13.
Anybody over in Amsterdam, holler at us. We will be there Saturday and Sunday. There's like a house dance competition that Kevin and Born will be performing in, and me and Angel just going for more support. And yeah, y'all know anybody in Amsterdam? Let me know. Holler at us, man. But I hope you guys are doing real good, man. It's a full moon out there. Yesterday's full moon was it was the blue moon, but 2 days ago is when I felt it. I didn't feel it yesterday.
Oh no, yeah, the weekend.
2 days I could not sleep. I was just like up. And that's how it is with me. It's always before and after the full moon when it hits. This is why I basically, I guess, collect my downloads. And the stuff just trickles in like the Matrix screen, the green and black letters or whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I can't sleep during these times. But on the full moon, I'm good. It's like I already got my downloads.
Oh, wow.
And all that shit. Yeah, so
all right.
so happy blue moon, red moon, purple stars, and all that good stuff to you guys. So lovely. It's getting cracking now.
All right. Bone Crusher in the building.
Yeah.
James. On the screen.
There's a bunch of people I have not seen before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peace, Stefan. Peace, Miss Chu. Peace, Francois. Peace, Sylvia, Alice, Marissa, Catherine. What else we got? Ahuva, Sansuki. Yeah, that was a cute pic that you posted. I think it was last week.
Of the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Who that?
That was cute.
Oh, okay. Cool. So greetings all, as always. A pleasure and honor to connect with you. As you can tell, the energies are all over the place in this now moment. But once again, it is in our peaceful presence and intent to focus and remain grounded that we maintain that level of stability that is natural within our beings. So we are here today to speak on a very beautiful subject matter that pertains to all of us throughout our path of experience, and is quite beautiful to express and expand upon. Always in this now moment, as you can see, we have the God Amon Ra here, and Angel just popped up.
Peace, peace.
Overseas, of course, your maestro continues to provide our instrumentation, sound vibrations that are lovely indeed. And yes, prior to our expressions today, as always, it's necessary for us to do our exercises to clear and be more present and allowing for an expansion and connection that is truly intimate in nature, where we are cultivating the relationship that is at the foundation of all relationships within ourselves, and is allowing for the expansion of the relationship that we share with you and who we are of your angelic guardians, which is a most blessed honor and true sense of connection that is unconditional. So it's necessary to express a disclaimer, of course. I'll just slide this back a little bit so I'm a little more comfortable. The disclaimer is that, of course, the communications through this vehicle is absolutely but a small portion or fraction of the communications that are intuitive, brought to you by who we are of the spiritual hierarchies in this now moment. However, it is a free will choice to be here and connect and embrace these transmissions through sound vibrations expressed through this platform of social media. However, of course, that which is being expressed is not from a space of separation where we identify with the teacher-student relationship, this being based in separation. The nature of these communications remain that which is deep within your own intuitive awareness, where what is being expressed here is but a conscious expression and articulation through your human languages of what is known within your own heart space. However, in order to embrace and embody these communications in their entirety, it is necessary for us, of your angelic guardians, to connect with you, where these communications are much more potent when you realize the notions inside of you, which come through the vehicle of these communications. So with that being said, of course, in this now moment, we are going to express our 60-second meditation, our 1-minute meditation, in order for us to connect, where our intent is to connect with our heart space and focusing within ourselves and allowing these communications and these notions to express themselves through the heart space. Once again, for being here, thank you for all the support. Once again, thank you, Mel, for your continuous service and sharing and being extremely informative throughout all our platforms of communication, where now is an honor and a blessing. So those of you that are prepared, allow yourself to be here and now, releasing all focus on anything outside of this now moment. Allow your physical environment to be. Rest, relax, close your eyes, the windows of the mind, and focus on your heart space. Leave it all behind. Let all the emotions go to be here in peace so we can connect in beauty. Gently allow yourselves to feel your extremities, your fingers, your toes. Allow your lungs to return to their normal capacity of intake. Gently begin to open your eyes. Intuitively expand upon the gratitude that remains the foundation of our existence, where we are alive, we are breathing, we can see, we can feel, we can touch, we can taste, we can hear. We are blessed to be alive in this now moment on planet Earth, where we have the opportunity to serve. Of course, a great honor to connect with you all. The smell of charcoal, fresh tea consumes the room.
Got it all wrong.
Yeah, something.
Coffee and frankincense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, charcoal was something I smelled. I think the burning of the scent was where it was at. But as Amun said, I got it all wrong. It's coffee and frankincense. So we are here and we are blessed.
Smell like the rock.
As well. So the blue blood moon eclipse that is somewhat still energetically present in this now moment is, as always, a beautiful opportunity for us to harness the gateways of divine energetics that remain present here on the surface of this planet. All of these celestial movements and alignments that continue to express themselves on our linear path remain reflective of how pinnacle and significant of this now moment is on this planet. The awareness of these celestial alignments by the masses is only reflective of the awakening that is taking place. These alignments have always been an aspect of the human experience. There are those who base their professions off of the study and expression of the movements and energies of these celestial bodies. However, once again, the awakening, the energy, the manifestation, the light that is entering into this dimension and higher frequencies in this now moment is only allowing for the greater awareness of such intelligence to be expressed more and more. There is nothing new taking place here. However, the awareness of what is within the eternity that is this now moment is being expanded upon because of your expansion in consciousness. As we embrace these energies, it is necessary and an integrated aspect of our journey to delve deeper into the nature of the many aspects of the physical illusion that we are experiencing. So in layman's terms, we're talking about interpersonal relationships today. When I speak of interpersonal relationships, we intend to expand upon the gift of relations, our connection, our coexistence within the illusion of separation that has its foundation within the reality that all are reflections of who we are as the one. However, the nature of separation is an opportunity for us to expand upon and truly embracing that which is the truth of who we are within ourselves. Just taking a moment to gather yourself. Interpersonal relationships are but connections that are established when we communicate with people. Shared perceptions, if you will, by people within interdependent connections. The relations, if you will, that we share, continuous. These interpersonal connections or relationships, they often result in mental relational expectations that gauge the capacity of the relationships that we are experiencing. Agreements, the capacity of connection, and the constant evolution or expansion of those relationships. And I'll have to sum that up in more tangible context, We connect with people based on our relations with them, the things that we share in common, the ideas that we share in common, and we gauge the capacity of the relationship or this commonality that we have based on mutual agreements that come intuitively, however, are communicated and connected upon through those communications. And this is where we gauge the capacity of the relationship. If we have a particular commonality and we talk about it, and the more we speak about it and we share this commonality and we share this particular respect and integrity and honor and mutual sense of honesty, the relationship has the potential to become more intimate, to become more closer, because there's a sense of trust that is established because of the nature of the connection that we share. It's a resonance. The interpersonal aspect, which we talk about today, is about the degree in which we are mutually confirming, valuing, and accepting the other's sense of self. So interpersonally, the more we have a mutual sense of respect and connection amongst each other, the deeper the relationship is. And this is what we're talking about today. And in actuality, the foundation of all of this has its focus within the individual. The core of any relationship, the core of all relationships is attraction. And this attraction is maintained and expanded upon by the desire to maintain the relationship. The attraction itself is the core foundation. We attract people into our experiences based on the frequency of being, our harmonic resonance or frequency of being that attracts us to specific individuals, which to the mind may seem random. However, with infinite intelligence taking place, we recognize that there are no mistakes. All relationships that we have are divinely orchestrated. So, healthy relationships. The foundation of all healthy relationships is communication. The foundation of any relationship, it is in the word relation, communication, the ability to speak from a place of integrity, to speak, to talk. Things are changing and constantly evolving. As they change and constantly evolve, the ability for us to speak and communicate when it comes to the relationships that we share, allow these relationships to be strengthened and to continue on and maintain themselves from a place of harmony. This verbal, nonverbal communication, our ability to listen, our listening skills, our ability to negotiate and compromise or meet in the middle of any particular situation, our ability to make decisions and to be assertive. And the assertive aspect is more so to be able to speak from a place of confidence in trusting ourselves and the decisions that we make for ourselves without being manipulated. So this assertiveness is more so about a sense of healthy personal courage and confidence. And all of these are factors that play into our ability to communicate and express ourselves and speaking our truth, where through that we are able to maintain and cultivate and expand upon healthy, harmonious relationships in our reality. I don't quote often, but I found a quote today that was extremely profound and very helpful in the nature of stressing the point or reiterating the point of communication, how important it is. This is George Bernard Shaw, who was the Scottish writer. He said that the biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Once again, the biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it has taken place. This is more about the perceptions of an individual where miscommunication has taken place, where a person may feel as if they've expressed themselves and made their point and told a person how they felt, but the pictures and context of the communication didn't truly express the entirety of what was intended to be expressed. So basically, I thought I told you what I wanted to tell you, but I didn't, or you didn't receive it like I meant for you to receive it. The picture of what I was intending to paint wasn't received by you in its fullness. Words are but sounds, frequencies that we use to clothe feelings. Of course, the human experience, or the origins within the origins of the human experience, the original nature in which we communicated, which we exchanged imagery and feelings, was more intuitive and of course telepathic. We didn't have to use words, where the frequencies and feelings were transferred in a way that was the most accurate and effective, where you saw exactly what I was attempting to communicate with you. However, now we have the opportunity within this construct to use words to paint these pictures, to attempt to transfer feelings. Of course, the words being the clothing of the feelings. However, those that are less eloquent or a little more conventional and mentally attempting to paint pictures outside of the feelings may come up short when it comes to expressing themselves. And this is something that is necessary for us to cultivate as we awaken. So, you slide this thing back, man. Came up the whole time. Anyway. So as we awaken, there are a lot of us experiencing, most of us are experiencing relationship issues. Why? Because you're changing. We're all changing. These energies are extremely potent. And as these energies continue to manifest themselves, Spirit has a way of making changes so delicately that to the superficial mind construct, you don't recognize how many changes are taking place at this now moment. Who I was, or who you're looking at from last week on the Let's Build to today is totally different. I'm a totally different person. And the reason I can say this with such conviction is because constantly every day, the cultivation and intent to evolve is being cultivated within my being. So I wasn't the same person that I was yesterday, only because I have such a deep intent and focus on evolving and healing constantly. So as that focus is cultivated, the construct and the energetic nature of the individual that you may see within the personality construct continues to change. And I say all of that to say this: you're changing as well. And with those changes, the personality construct that you hold to be who you are is continuously shifting. And with that, your relations, when it comes to your relations, the personality that you hold to be who you are by the ego mind, the mind identity, and the behavior patterns that come along with that personality construct that you embrace as who you are as a person is changing. And based on that change, this change is also taking place with others and those that you hold dear. Being that the case, there's a disconnect. And there's a disconnect more so in those that are not necessarily conscious of the changes, because they expect the personality and behavior that they're used to. However, you're changing. They expect you to do things. They expect you to behave a particular way. And when you don't fulfill those expectations, there's a disconnect. There's an alienation, if you will, amongst those that you've held to be true or held to be friends or those that you've related to over time. So there's a disconnect there, and it's possible, very well possible, and more than likely, they feel a sense of distance because of that. And it's absolutely natural. This is the nature of life itself. Change. This is the only guarantee, and that is constant. However, it's necessary to recognize, sweetheart, can you please open that window? I'm like choking. Yeah, open it. Thank you. Oh my God. Like in a shisha bar. Worse. Well, apologies. Anyway, as I was saying, the distortions and discomfort is more potent amongst those that are not on this path and working on healing themselves, because there's an abrupt sense of change that they notice that is not necessarily understood, and attempting to analyze it with the logical mind. So like, okay, well, my friend, quote unquote, has been this particular way the entire time I've known them, and now they act different. And they're attempting to figure out what happened. He's like, oh, my friend used to do this. My friend used to do that. They're acting different. Da da da. You can unplug the computer, so the big one. Yep. My friend used to act this way and that way, and they have a problem or they feel uncomfortable with the changes that has taken place. Now, those of you on this path that are awakening, your healing is bringing about the ability to be more compassionate and accepting. This compassion is where you're awakening to the cultivation of unconditional love and acceptance of all. This compassion is where you have the ability to accept others for where they are, and you're cultivating the nature of the relationship. If your friends change and start to do things differently, they are still your loved ones, where you don't have expectations of them to act a particular way for you to like them anymore or want to be around them anymore. You have the capacity to embrace these individuals for the experiences that you shared and who they are within the heart space, beyond the personality construct or behavior. For you to be my friend, it is not necessary for you to tap dance or act a particular way that I expect for you to act, where true friendship is based on unconditional love. That means that love has no conditions. You can be yourself. I'm your friend because I don't judge you and I accept you for who you are, beyond how I feel that you are supposed to be, because I am able to accept myself for who I am and the changes that I am making, where this unconditional love and respect and embrace is mutual, where the friendship is actually true. However, once again, those of you that are embracing and cultivating the intent to heal more are embracing and accepting this compassion within yourself more and allowing all to be themselves, where this is more so a mutual thing or mutual expression, where you only intend to, oh my God, team, what's going on? Is someone on fire?
It's for the fragrances over there. No more smells.
Okay.
It's too strong.
Yeah, my friends are smoking out the let's build.
CS chamber.
Feel like how high in here?
Nah, that's she's tomorrow for them.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, exactly. CS chamber, bro.
She's just trying to make some coffee.
Yeah, I know. I mean, is it like?
Is
this the easy way or the hard way?
That's the frankincense. That's the, you gotta get to it.
That might be the hard way, bro.
Like, did you do this every morning? Oh man, I'm just playing.
It tastes better though.
Once again, unconditional love. Angel says it tastes better. Pause.
Yeah.
It tastes good with smoke.
No, more time.
Oh, okay. This how Africa do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that smoky?
Yes.
Well, usually I'll be outside though, right? That's racist.
Boo.
Cancel everything he
just exactly. Cancel everything.
Listen, unconditional love. Always.
Personality construct is hilarious sometimes. Oh man. All right, cool. Like I lost my concentration for a second.
Nice.
He does. No, he doesn't.
He's overwhelmed.
No, I'm just playing, girl. Relax.
Unconditional love.
Yeah, of course.
Hannah, if you want to fight him, you can fight him.
Come on, you can fight. We can fight.
I swear I wanted to.
All right, that's what's up. As long as we make up at the end, it's all good. We can fight. All right. So anyway, let's ground ourselves once again so we can focus. All right.
It's funny though.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, let's see. So once again, unconditional love is where you're not attempting to change others. It's about accepting them for who they are, exactly who they are. And this is not only for who they are now, but where they are on their journey. Because once again, this is a journey, and souls continue to evolve and continue to change. So it is only necessary for us to recognize others and accept who they are on their journey, as they evolve, just as we accept ourselves. Layman's terms, is about allowing all to do their thing. Everybody got to do their thing as we evolve and heal. However, the unconditional love and sense of presence and wisdom is in remaining beyond the judgments of attempting to gauge or box another, where the freedom to be themselves is where we find freedom within ourselves, where we continue to heal and we continue to evolve beyond the distortions of judgment and criticism and acceptance of all. So the keys are inside of the individual. The keys of this level of healing and our personal relationships, our interpersonal relationships and connections, as we expand upon the heart space and open our energy fields up, is always based on our individual self. It is the keys that are inside of our being. And these keys can be all based in or expressions of self-love, where first and foremost, it's necessary for us to be comfortable in our own skin, comfortable alone. There are many who feel dependent on being around people, which is, once again, a distortion in itself. To the opportunities that we have in being alone or in solitude is allowing us to expand upon the level of love that we have to share with others when we're with others. So when we're by ourselves, it is necessary, or it is wise, to embrace those moments in their fullness, and sensing the internal sense of being within ourselves, loving who we are, our actions, and the things that we choose to entertain, the thought patterns that we choose to entertain, the beautiful visualizations that we choose to create and cultivate and entertain and give energy to. The sense of honesty that we share with ourselves. Of course, being alone gives us the opportunity to view the thought patterns or the reflections, or to reflect on the things that have taken place. And in these opportunities, when we reflect on things that have happened, we have the ability to be honest with ourselves and recognizing, of course, in the moment, as you evolve, sometimes in the moment, you're going to make decisions and say things that are out of alignment with who you are, just based on your frequency of presence at that moment. However, the time that you have alone, you have the ability to be honest when seeing the things or hearing the things that you've said and the decisions that you've made. Is this the truth of who I am? And personal integrity says that in peace, there's more clarity. And that clarity brings the ability to recognize the truth of who you are in the present moment. And sometimes you may recognize that, or more times than never, you may recognize opportunities or things that you've done in the past, or whatever the case may be, the illusion of the past, that you recognize are out of alignment with who you are in truth. And your ability to be honest at that moment allows you to recognize and move into a deeper sense of personal integrity and awareness. I'm self-aware of the things that are out of alignment with my personal sense of being. And you're able to recognize them. This is an act of self-love. It's not about asking another person, oh, should I did this or should I have done that? Within your heart, you know who you are. It is just the ability or the opportunity in being alone is allowing you to embrace these things and recognize this stuff. The acceptance of your being. This is where the honesty and acceptance of the experiences as they are or as they have been is where you can move forward, because of course it's necessary to forgive and accept yourself for you to be able to move forward beyond the judgments of, oh, okay, I did this and I was wrong and so on and so forth. You just have to, you have the ability to accept it and move forward. And of course, going with the flow. Going with the flow of your experience is about accepting this moment as perfect and exactly as it's supposed to be, which is a beautiful thing. It takes much courage and wisdom. So, relationship dynamics. I'll speak a little teeny bit on this. There's an awesome diagram that I looked at earlier that was absolutely beautiful as far as the nature of relationships. And of course, there are 3 categories, and the balance is in the middle. The 3 categories are intimacy, which is the being emotionally close, the close emotional ties with other individuals. This is intimacy. The passion is more about the physical aspect of love, the sharing of the connection that may be within your relationships. And of course, the other end of that spectrum is, or the other aspect is commitment. And the commitment is basically the decision to continue making the connection or establishing or cultivating that relationship. So these 3 pillars, once again, intimacy, the passion, and commitment of those relationships or within the relationship. Intimacy alone can be described as liking an individual. I like the individual and I feel comfortable sharing my feelings with that individual. I like them, right? And this is what most people, or a lot of people, express in some of their deeper relationships, is the strong connection of feelings. Passion alone, of course, passion is purely the physical connection of the individual or the physical expression of the individual. If there is passion alone and no intimacy and no commitment, that is pure infatuation. You're infatuated with the individual if you only connect with them. And oftentimes souls may, or this fits in the category of when a soul just has sex with the individual. You may be passionate about the individual alone, but you don't necessarily share your feelings with them, and you're not committed in continuing to have this particular relationship. That means that relationship is based on infatuation.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What's the thank you for, bro?
Yeah, well, some of us have passionate relationships alone.
Oh. Okay, I get it.
No doubt. So,
Smart.
Judgment. Commitment alone. If there is no intimacy and sharing of feelings, and there is no passionate connection or physical connection with the individual, there's just commitment. That means that's an empty love relationship. That just is basically I'm with the person to be with them because there is no other place to go. I don't share my feelings with them. I'm not passionate about being with them. I'm just with them because I feel safe. This is a dependent relationship that is based on emptiness. So here's another one. If there is just passion and commitment, so you basically are passionate about physically connecting with the person, and you. No, I feel guilty.
I'm guilty.
I'm guilty. I'm doing the finger gestures, but I ain't pointing at you, man.
Oh man.
I'm guilty as charged.
Oh, man. You got skeletons in your closet, man.
They in the closet. They in the closet. They in the DVR. They right in the DVR. Some on the pool table.
Oh man. It's a haunted house now. It ain't a bar no more.
Haunted house. Y'all bad, man. Oh, Angel just go dip. Just go dip, man.
I try to keep my composure.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Come on, now. Spiritual people. Oh, Lord.
Oh, shoot.
Anyway.
We just got started. Man.
Yeah, right.
How you doing?
Yeah, right. She's on the floor. He's trying to duck. Yeah, well, that's what we're talking about. We're just talking about the dynamics of relationships, baby.
Friendship.
No doubt. Give me a second.
It's always friendship.
What's going on? Most definitely. If there's if there's passion and commitment, but no intimacy, that is a rather superficial relationship.
Yeah.
Where you want to be with the individual, or you enjoy the connection with the individual, you share intimacy with it, or you share a physical connection with the individual, but you're not necessarily intimate. That means there's no emotion. There is superficial sex, and there is the superficial desire to be around them. There's a superficial relationship where, of course, the ideal relationship that has potential to expand and move in a direction that is harmonious is, of course, the combination of all three: the sharing of feelings, the sharing of physical passion, and, of course, the equal balance and sharing of commitment. There is the desire to want to be around a person. There is the desire to share your feelings with the individual. And there is the desire to be passionate with the individual. These three pillars meeting in the middle is the ideal relationship, if you will, that is healthy emotionally. So I just want to share that diagram with you all. So we're wrapping it up now. Of course, to move forward, and we speak about this a lot, moving forward involves self-love. This is the foundation of all of our relationships: the self-love, the ability to be alone, the enjoyment of being around oneself, and the dissolving of any toxic behaviors. The toxic behaviors include dependency and attachment, and feeling that you own or possess another individual. This is poisonous to the nature of a relationship. And of course, dissolving that attachment is about waking up every day and releasing everyone. Once again, this is probably the greatest advice that I can provide. Wake up every day and release everybody. Totally release them. Let them do what they want to do. Everybody has the freedom to go where they want to go, make the decisions that they want to make, and be around who they want to be around. Talk to whoever they want to talk to. This level of self-love and focusing on your life and what is in front of you, what you enjoy. Of course, you desire the relations and connections and ability to co-create and coexist with others. However, the ability to get up every morning and detach and let people do what they want to do is absolutely vital. Where, of course, with that self-love, with this level of self-love, those who want to be around you, who want to join you today and be in your company, they will show up. They will call, they will email, they will message. They will want to be around you, where the connection is genuine. The connection is authentic. A person wants to be around you because it was their own free will choice, not because you made them feel guilty or you sent them a message or made them feel as if they were obligated to speak to you today based on some type of emotional manipulation via conversation or message or whatever the case may be. It is more so about you allowing individuals who want to be around you to make themselves known. And this is only possible through detaching and allowing others to be where they are at the capacity in which they choose to be there. Release, let them go. A butterfly is only beautiful when you allow it to land on your hand on its own free will. To attempt to cage a bird is taking away from the beauty of the bird's ability to fly. All must go in the direction that they choose. And of course, it's necessary to, with that, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself and your own feelings. Be gentle with the feelings of others. Allow others to do what they intend to do and be gentle with them. All have different levels of maturity emotionally and physically. Some have different levels of personal responsibility, integrity, drive, and focus, levels of discipline and inspiration, different levels of motivation. Everybody is not built like you. You're unique. You're a unique individual expression of Prime Creator. And once again, the expectations that you may have of others are hindering your ability to connect with others from a place of harmony. It's necessary to recognize that relationships are some of the most powerful tools that we have for personal transformation and unfolding our true selves. Don't get it twisted. This path has its foundation within the individual, and yes, you will need your personal time. You will require your personal time, and you will have lots of personal time to yourself to reflect and breathe and be and exist and create your own space of awareness and cultivate your sense of personal comfort. You will have these. You will have this. However, it is a true misconception of those on this spiritual path that feel that being a monk or running off to the woods to be around a certain type of person, to be alone for a very long time and not communicate with humans because humans are crazy and I don't get people, and all of these other judgments and labels that are placed upon individuals within your reality. This is the ego mind attempting to push away that which is a gift. You are alive and you are here. You are to live and embrace, or it is wise to live and embrace all that is in your life right now because it is for you. You make no mistakes. You roll no dice. You are experiencing all that you created for yourself as God. To attempt to push things away is but an expression of your ignorance. An expression of the ego mind's ignorance and not having the capacity to recognize that everything in this now moment is absolutely perfect. There are no mistakes. You don't need to fix anything. Your life is what it is, and it is absolutely necessary right now. If anything, the most intelligent thing you could possibly do is to accept everything that is now. Every relationship has its own unique set of distortions, which are heavenly opportunities to heal and recognize who you are in truth. That goes from everything. That goes for everything from conflict. Even conflicts have their purpose. The arguments that may take place, they have their purpose. Practicing compassion has its purpose and is an aspect of the opportunities that come with relationships. Being present amongst the outer dramas that may take place. Relationships provide you the opportunity to be more present and cultivate that sense of presence within your own being. Returning to the heart space amongst the dramas and communications that may take place. They have their purpose. Returning to the heart space is an absolutely divine practice and what is the actual foundational nature of grounding itself. Grounding is what? Moving out of the head into the heart space. Every time you catch yourself up here and you have the ability to move here, you're strengthening your ability to maintain stability and being stable and being present. This is a gift. This is where you're doing the healing work that is necessary inside of yourself. You're not going to do the internal work all by yourself. In actuality, relationships provide you with the opportunity to do even more internal work. Forgiveness. Big one, a big one. And we recognize that, of course, self-forgiveness is the foundation of all forgiveness. However, we all know that relationships provide us with the opportunity to forgive. Absolutely. Being open with humility. Relationships provide us the opportunity to be open and accept that which is taking place. The ability to lead and to follow, to be open to the experience, to co-create and communicate. Some will express ideas that are different from yours. Relationships provide us the opportunity to accept and be open. Maybe another person may have a better idea. Maybe you might have the best idea. However, once again, it's necessary for us to cultivate these relationships to provide those opportunities for us to see life from this vantage point. One of the greatest opportunities relationships do provide is allowing us the ability to appreciate each other during rough times. Because, of course, the experience of awakening comes with its own set of doors that may reveal much darkness within our reality. Not only on an emotional level, but also on a physical level sometimes. Sometimes they might cut the lights off. Sometimes they might cut the water off. But within our relationships, we have the ability to appreciate others and value things that are more simplistic beyond the access to electricity or running water or money, if you will. Sometimes we don't have money. Sometimes we experience a sense of lack. However, amongst those experiences, we have the ability to appreciate each other and being in the struggle together, if you will. These are some of the most important experiences that I've ever had in my life, and being in situations where we went without from a sense of lack. However, we had each other. And this is where emotions are expanded upon that could never, ever be personified in any other circumstances other than those circumstances. The value of relationships could never really be expanded upon or realized unless being placed in these particular situations. Relationships have their place and are absolutely powerful and potent and truly necessary for us to continue to move forward and expand and evolve at the capacity in which we intend based on our level of focus. Personally, I have the intent to evolve in the most rapid way that I possibly can. Why? Because I'm done with suffering and I don't want it to be easy. I want it to be the way it's supposed to be because I want it to stay there. I don't want it to be a superficial transition that moves back quick or easy or some type of shortcut. I want to really heal. And I want it to stay there. I want to stay ascended beyond the drama. So, embrace your relationships. Embrace them with the capacity in which you have the ability to love. Embrace all of them for what they are. Your judgments and complaints are superficial and, once again, expressions of your own sense of ignorance. It's wise to embrace all of them for what they are. Even if the relationship is not in the best stance or meets your current expectations or preference, it is wise to embrace them. Why? Because you value them. A lot of times we express dissatisfaction and complaint of the relationships only because we reflect upon times that brought us great happiness within those relationships. However, we cannot be grateful and complain at the same time. We cannot be grateful and complain at the same time. There's a saying that goes, be happy that it happened, not dissatisfied that it's ending. Be happy that it happened. This is the wiser focus. This is the wiser energy to invest in. There's some relationships that you may have had in your life that brought you great joy in that moment in time. However, am I to cry because it's not the nature of my now moment, or should I reflect upon the beauty that was captured in such an experience? Which one is wiser? Intuitively, you know the answer. I'll leave you with this. Whatever is happening in your life is for you. Embrace it. The foundation of our awakening is in acceptance, unconditional love. The evolution of humanity, our own sense of awareness, has its foundation in the ability to accept. It's not about judging people because they're negative and not interested in ascension, and I'm awakening and my partner's not awakening, so what should I do? I should be around other ascending people and positive people into meditation and prayer and so on. So these are all judgments, superficial. To truly be wise and awaken is about acceptance. That means everybody in your life are exactly how they're supposed to be without you attempting to label them or change them. Everybody is exactly how they're supposed to be right now. You're awakening, great, excellent. You're evolving. This is a beautiful thing. This is a free will decision, though. And of course, that free will decision is about you accepting everybody and loving others completely, unconditionally, loving everybody. To want something that you don't have, and at the same time push away something that you do have, is the root of suffering. Once again, to want something that you don't have and push away that which you do have is the foundation and root of all suffering. Embrace life as it is right now. Accept your blessings. Accept the breath that exists now. This is the foundation of the path into the heavenly realms. Thank you so very much for joining us today at our Let's Build, our seminar portion. Of course, our talk is on interpersonal relationships. And we will return, of course, with our open discussion forum here at the RA, where, of course, overseas and AAA and the God Amun Ra will be talking about interpersonal relationships and our own views on the nature of such energy. Thank you so very much. A great honor to connect with you. You could be anywhere doing anything, but you are here with us, and we truly appreciate your presence. We love you always. And we are the angelic realms of the Galactic Council of the Galactic Federation of Light. Thank you for being here.
Before we go to a song, we're going to answer your questions that you guys are writing or read out your comments as well. Give us a minute. Let us get through this this lecture section. Let me go feel bad about myself real quick.
Yeah. So listen, these two guys right here, come on, bring it in, because I ain't gonna see y'all for like a whole weekend.
All right.
So these two, they about to go on a venture to Amsterdam starting tomorrow. Actually, it would technically starting Saturday, but tomorrow they catch the train in Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna go out, meet and greet some people. Actually, Amon and me went last year. Angel was in the States, but now that he's here, he's taking the opportunity to go up there. Born, of course, is a dancer, so he's been up there. And it's a bunch of people from all over the world come there to this big event. It's called Just Debut. It's in Amsterdam at the Paraiso. Y'all can look it up. Y'all can tune in. They actually have a Facebook page. We can actually, maybe we'll put a link. I'll get Armand to put a link in the comment section here. So if you guys want to check out, they got live feeds. They actually even got a phone app now to tell you what's going on. Yeah, if you look at the page. So it's going to be a good time. They're going to pass out our Trap Heaven album. So most of you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah, don't forget.
They'll have that.
Right now.
I have that. They're going to give out some stickers. They're going to tag a couple spots. And it's Amsterdam. So those of you who are aware and familiar with Amsterdam, certain things happen there. It's kind of like Vegas. It stays up there.
What do you mean, man?
What you mean? What do you mean? What
I
I
don't
mean?
know what he's talking about.
If it was me, it'd be the cannibal. Anyway, okay.
Certain things happen.
Yeah.
We smoke weed in the crib.
Hey,
I can't smoke though.
Anyway,
I wish I could, but I
go
can't.
ahead and play a song.
Yeah, tell the police we smoke weed in here.
Hell yeah.
He got weed.
But they're gonna have a good time. I know it. You know, hopefully they have a story for us. Next build, they can fill us in on what happened up there. For those of y'all that weren't able to follow along, and yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and play. Actually, I like this. This is a brand new track, about a few days old, and yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to these guys, but this track is called "What's Next," and it's on the Basement Politics of UBC page. So enjoy. I'll put the link in there, and thank you all for staying tuned. And we'll get back to our conversation portion after this.
Light a candle. It's my choice. Sky, familiar fantasies. We be on the shots, bringing magic G. Fresh from down the streets. In the garden, all the synchronicities. Fresh out the evolution shop, pocket full of rocks. All this much destruction. Getting up to the full bird's eye view. Under full moon, staying tuned. The energy sending me up the spine. You'll cosmically be online. 33 with the perfect outfit. I'm down with the Jones on the ground, they call me Sky. I flip the tunes in my room, we keep it. Transitions to verse, so creative. Slaves, so what is next, dude? Facilitate it, hard to get it, drop it off. I let it walk down, shaking out the circle. The credit I'm gonna need some more time. I speak shit to stay out, eyes closed. So let them know that they're blowing up into the show up here. Even when the heavens are filled, we won't get out here, they don't know my hands. Acting with the ill I see the biggest round. I see the elevate every day on the base. I just want to participate. Don't take away my way up the edge. Baby girl, what did you like to do? I want to check your problem with taste. Put it on. I see that you bomb. We feel it from heaven. I know that you resonate with everybody you call. Tired of the song. Beyond the drama roll, mama chill. She quit smoking cause I'm nasty. She said my good influence on your hands. I still want to see
Hey, yo, big shout out to everybody that's never tuned in, or people that I've never seen. Serenity, peace, Serenity. Peace, Alexandra. Peace, Eileen, Kristen, Tammy. Who else we got here that I haven't recognized in the past year? That's about it. Peace, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Well, peace, Lord. I see you. Vell. Intene. I hope I said that right.
How y'all feeling?
I don't know.
That coffee got me. Yeah, I don't drink coffee, so.
I mean, either, bro. My blood pressure go crazy.
Did you try it?
It's pretty good.
No, not you. I know you tried.
Right, yeah.
Z, did you try it?
You got mad at me and you tried.
Well, did she know that will mess up your?
Oh, the culture. No, she know I had to show her my scar.
Oh,
She said,
ooh. She said, hey, man.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's how you come.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
How? Oh, no.
Yeah. He's not naked. Yeah, that's right. That's a
right,
good. That's a
that's
good
right.
point.
I'm
That's a
not-
good point. That's a good point.
I am naked, but I ain't naked.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
He's-
thank you for the tea, Anna.
He's got a metal heart
Thank you for
now.
the tea. Come here. Come here. Come here, girl. Yeah. Stop being shy. You know, all the pictures.
Hey, but
What's that everybody?
not on Facebook. On Instagram.
I saw the Facebook one today.
Yeah, but she
I
cropped.
saw some chicks.
No, she cropped hers. Richard didn't crop.
No,
hers.
Richard ain't cropped. I saw it.
No, Richard. Yeah,
I saw it.
uh-huh.
all your nakedness.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it.
Why should
You guys come up and be
Come on. Say your face.
please forgive me. Oh,
Say what's up, everybody.
Oh man. Say hello.
Yeah, you don't blast now.
Yeah, you gotta say what's up.
I need to get naked and be shot.
Yeah, she's the one who's trying to burn down the raw right here.
Yeah, that coffee was actually really good.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So
It
what's up?
is pretty good.
Let's chop it
You
up,
didn't
man.
use-
What's up with this?
Okay, I'll just drink this one.
Yeah, well, let me sip it first. Let me sip it. I'll just sip a little bit. And I'm gonna sip it, okay? All right, cool. If I die, it's on you.
Don't please go.
You got to scared now. Do it.
Oh no, that's good.
Yes. The flavor, right?
Yeah, pretty nice.
I learned something today. I didn't know that coffee starts off white before it's black.
For real?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was green.
No, it was white. Whitish.
Yeah, white.
Yeah.
I thought it was green.
Is it green?
It was green. It's white.
It was
No,
white.
It's
No,
green.
no,
It's green beans.
I have.
The beans
You
are
wanna see
green.
it?
Well, but they start off green then?
It looks white, but it's like a light.
Oh, no, no,
Like
no.
a light green.
Yeah.
Yeah, his song.
Well, I didn't know that.
But see, you saw he almost forgot he was drinking because it
Yeah,
tastes
see,
good.
look, we brothers now.
Alright, if you want to go there,
No,
SWAT,
no, stop.
you and I are brothers. Alright.
That's bros. That's bros.
Sorry, Hector, I took your place.
Hey, honestly, yo, I can't front is a different level.
Don't worry about that, man. Don't worry about that. These will be fine out there.
Nah.
Interpersonal
Hector's always gonna be my bro.
Oh man, so no, let's get some feedback, man. Show y'all how y'all feel about this interpersonal relationship thing, man. See, you want to jump it off?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, what you was talking about earlier.
Yo,
Oh, Hector, yeah.
Yo, you took your
where
spot,
Hector, yo.
So, let's see. So basically, yeah, people change.
Miss you, man.
Every day. You know what I mean? Whether they even concentrate about changing or not, it's just a natural thing that people change. Some people don't accept their own changes, what they're going through, and some people are conscientious of their changes. But many of your friends, family, if you don't talk to them every day, if they're not physically around you every day, if they're not well involved in your life, like
I guess that's green.
each and every moment of every day, then they will not be able to know you for you. And then when they see you, yeah, it's like a surprise, like a shock. Like, would you be like, yo, it's me? But then they're gonna be like, I don't know you, right? Like, what is this? Who are you? So people will tend to make judgments, or they're not the same, or hey, they changed.
He brand new.
They brand new, or they acted a different way.
But act like that's a bad thing
Most people,
to change.
yeah, but why?
You used to, but now it's like, yeah, I'm supposed to be different.
Right. Exactly. But most people are afraid of change, or they fear of the unknown,
Well,
right? Of course. So,
I think. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I think when somebody notices that you change and they're uncomfortable, is usually turns back how they feel. Not it's reflective of how they feel or the fear that they have inside. Because
Probably something that
why
they probably had done as well.
Well, I mean, when you get used to something and then it changes, you're uncomfortable. But it's nothing to do with the other person. It's you. It's all your problem. So something that you have to resolve within yourself.
You just wish you probably would have done it.
Right.
That's the only thing. I wouldn't even see it as a problem with yourself. You just probably see this person, oh shit, I should have changed too. Like I see him doing good now, blah blah blah. But at the same time, you still go not take the actions towards that change.
Right.
Even if you see your homies change or your family change and your friends, you see people grow, you still choose to be where you at. So that's where you chose to be. It's not a problem.
I mean, if you can acknowledge it and if you see that there's a change, is you're reflecting on yourself. That's how I see it. But
okay. Team, I mean, like how you do it, bro?
I'll pass the mic to Angel right quick.
Yeah.
okay, well, this subject here, I like AZ hit everything on the nail. I love this subject, interpersonal relationships, because to me, everybody's heard the saying, happiness is not a destination; it's a journey. And I think part of that journey, the most important thing, I think the quality of that journey of happiness is the people that you meet, and the people you make relationships with is what makes life so worth it, and I love meeting people. I love interacting. If I feel some kind of connection, or if I feel a vibe with somebody, no one's gonna stop me. I'm gonna do it, right? No, no, not like that. See,
No, I'm just.
This is how you say it. Like,
nobody's
gonna stop.
And the reason why I say it like this, because a lot of times when you get in a relationship, your partner wants to mold you, they want to change you, and they want to stop you, basically. And that comes from some kind of insecurity, I feel, when somebody is trying to.
this is what society has been telling us to do.
Right.
It's not an insecurity inside of yourself.
Well,
they don't even know. They don't know that they're doing it. They just seen it.
You know,
that's true. That's 100% true. But it's
program
still
to keep people in line. They keep people in line with normal.
So I don't really blame the individual. Like, change trend, it's your fault. You stop.
No. Well,
they don't know.
Well, you're right. I mean, I agree with you, but not 100%.
Because you do have responsibility.
Yeah.
If you realize what you're doing.
Right.
You realize yourself.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna go and say, and you're right, we grew up that way. This is, my man or my girl, and once you do that, you're already claiming as a property. Mm-hmm. So once you claim something as your property, your ego comes in place and says, this is mine. So if anybody tries to take it from me, then your ego feels attacked. And there's a problem with that because then your happiness is based on someone else. And then so that can create some kind of you start to get attached. And I feel like that's the beginning of some kind of insanity. You know what I mean? It's a sense of insanity. So I feel like AZ said, that we should allow other ones to be themselves. When two people come together, they decide to be together. They decided to say, we are going to exist together, but I'm not going to make you do anything. And like he said, expectations, I feel like he hit it on the nail, is one of the worst things you can do in a relationship, okay? And it's going to happen, but what I'm saying is, like, you come home and you expect your wife to cook something for you, right? Now, if they don't do it that one time, you're gonna be surprised. Some people, most people, are like, okay, well, why wasn't it there? Why didn't you do it? You do it all the time, and now I come home and there's no food, right? You're upset, so you're setting yourself up for failure. So now, if you come home not expecting anything, and that person does it because they want to do it, because they know it makes you happy, not because you expected it. It's a more valuable relationship. It's more authentic.
Everybody's
exactly
operating from a sense of authenticity.
And there's exactly. So, and then allowing people to change, right on the nail, because people will change regardless. People will change. Yeah, I'm going to change. Everyone's going to change, if you can accept that, in a sense of, like, unconditional love. Mm-hmm. For that person, because no matter what that person does or how they change, if you can still love them, then that's going to be the basis of what's keeping your relationship together. Because once all the superficial things are gone, like sex, if sex is gone, if all the excitement is gone, all this other money is gone, if you don't have nothing, what's left? What's keeping you together? And that's going to be that. Right. That's going to be that unconditional love, that connection you have with that person.
Most people, you're right, like 1,000%.
Right.
But most people have their interpretation of what they think a relationship is supposed to be like.
Absolutely.
But once again, it doesn't really include unconditional love on their definition.
Well, I mean, the thing is based on our individual sense of awareness, our own level of consciousness. When we're in a relationship, initially, once again, communication is the foundation of any relationship.
Absolutely.
It's necessary to cultivate and continue to cultivate the mutual agreements that you have, which is the foundation of the capacity of the relationship that you have. Mm-hmm. I mean, of course, in a healthy relationship, the only expectation that you might have is that you all or you both are evolving together and being the best version of who you know you are within your heart every day. It's not necessarily saying, oh, you have to do this every day. I just want you to try your best every day, because I'm going to try my best every day, and we're going to continue to talk. I'm gonna continue to evolve. You can continue to evolve. We can build things together as we continue to talk and evolve on our own. We go on our own path. We're free to do what we want. However, we're going to communicate and be transparent with each other about the nature of our relationship as it expands. Because things are going to change and feelings are going to change.
Things are going to change.
The ability to change harmoniously is in your ability to communicate where you are, where they are, and like if there are any differences of opinion or how you feel versus how they feel as you evolve. This is where we can be like, okay, cool. Well, up to this point, we were good, but now I disagree with this or I agree with that, and so on and so forth. So it might be necessary for us to part ways, or we can reach a compromise and work on each other as we move through those paths if the love is strong enough and we want to continue to move on together. You know what I'm saying? But this is a constant thing that has to be embraced and cultivated through the ability to be transparent and communicate.
Yep, absolutely. And I also think that it's very important that people realize that there isn't a one formula way that a perfect relationship is supposed to be. There are foundations, and you spoke about, but human beings are very intricate, right? We're all different. You can't compare your relationship with somebody else's. Somebody else's formula might work differently. And a lot of times we put our relationship in the box, and this is the way it's supposed to be because that's how my mother was, and that's how the society says it is. No, you make it work the way it works for you and the individual. And loving that person is allowing them to go if the time comes. If the time comes that they have to leave, loving yourself and loving them,
You love them,
you let them go. And
the
love is still done. It'll never change.
And because mainly women, sorry women. I mean, they no dudes, right?
Right.
Mainly women.
Manly women.
Mainly women. Mainly women. Once people break up a relationship, they're like, okay, now we're broken up. I don't want to have no contact with you. I'll see you downtown. I turn my head. It's like, okay, so that means you really didn't love me.
Exactly. Because real love will last forever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we broke up. Oh well, but just because we broke up don't mean the love's supposed to end.
We're not friends no more.
Diminish.
Like we can't. We're not.
And
we've been together for a few years. Like I probably know what you smell like in the bathroom. Now it's like that was like for real. All right, the love is done. Like really? Like that's it. So we ain't cool no more. I'm telling you. I'm taking you back.
I mean, that means the love was conditional, right? Yeah, depending on what you did and how you made that person feel, depending on how much they love you. No doubt. And that's more selfish love. Then you have the other love, almost like the love that you have for your children. You're always going to love them no matter what they do. And it's almost in that direction. You're always going to love whoever you connect with. You're always going to love them in some way. And they're always going to have something that you're going to take with you, in the next relationship. You know what I mean? So I think moving forward.
Like, to me, I feel there's a reason why people come into my life.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
just like I told some female today. I don't know why I know you. You don't know why I know you, but it's a reason. It's definitely a reason. We might know each other just for the next few weeks. We might know each other forever. Who knows?
Right.
And who knows? The capacity of how we know each other.
At the same time, you ask for me, just like I probably asked for you.
Right.
For this moment in my life or in your life.
And interpersonal relationships has to do, not only, the opposite sex, also the same sex, friends. We make friends oh man, I gotta be politically correct. Should I just say another soul? But, I'm just saying everybody has something to offer in your life. That's all I gotta say. Just there's something to learn from. I learn from you guys every day. I learn from my wife every day. She changes every day. But what I like about we
learn stuff from everywhere all the time.
Oh man, roasted.
Hey. I don't know
what mine sips coffee on that.
I don't know what they're talking about.
We learn from everything in our life, all relationships we learn. It is what it is.
I don't know if we can learn anything from Europalace, but I can learn.
Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning. We learn every day.
7 o'clock in the morning.
All day, every day. Here's the rock. It's time to go?
Is it time to go yet? I got, what is it? I know it's early over there, but it's over here, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, prime time. Anyway, any of y'all got anything to share about y'all relationships, man?
Man.
CeeLo? Anything else, man?
We talking about like
No, just in general, like, you know what I mean? Like some, you know, like what's the greatest lesson that you've learned in your relationships, if you will?
Can I
What?
jump in?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I think for me,
What was the question? The greatest what?
I'm gonna
The
kind of
greatest thing that you realize.
Realize?
Yeah, your
Okay.
greatest realization in your relationship. Go ahead, son.
I think for me, it's about trying to connect with and communicate with people that are not as conscious as you, but still being able to share the same vibe. Don't with being who you are and trying to get them to understand and then see themselves through me as well, and push away all those ignorances and those fears that they're trying to project upon themselves. It's like you're not really projecting it upon me because this is your hate, this is your jealousy, this is your fears. Whether you assume something is happening or not, it's still yours. But trying to have these relationships and communication with people that choose to block themselves and not want to understand what's really going on in their lives. It's
not ready.
that's the slight frustrating part. But through this process, I guess this is why I learned patience, and this is why I guess I've understand my purpose.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said earlier. I could be in your life for 1 day, 1 week, a few years. Who knows? Just depends.
No doubt.
Just depends on basically what you want out of it.
No doubt.
I know what I'm giving to you.
Connect.
What you want from me, though. What you want from me, basically.
Angel, what's the greatest thing you've learned, or your greatest realization in relationships when it comes to relationships?
Which one should I pick? Well, I think what I've learned in relationships is that to allow, to accept.
Word. Dope. That's a powerful one.
It's very powerful.
CeeLo?
Yeah, mine would have to be honesty, but within self
Self-honesty.
Self-honesty first.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people can't be honest with like the simplest thing. It's just like
It's
the
simple.
very simple
You would think,
aspects
yeah,
of
it's
themselves.
simple, but a lot
Especially
of people
your-
haven't
your-
accepted themselves
Your
yet.
feelings and your emotions. It's like it took me a while to understand myself,
Oh, set you free, man.
but when I did, it was like, oh, this is pretty easy. Just let
That's
it
the thing.
No doubt, let it all
When
hang
it-
out.
when
let
it-
it out.
yeah, exactly.
Let it hang
When I
out.
did
What you
that-
say?
When I did that, it was like whatever came from my relationships after that point was more. I don't know. It was pure. You know what I mean?
Chinese
It was-
checkers.
Yeah. It was
Change the subject.
it was more pure. Like there was no like other people that haven't accepted themselves yet. I found that since I was honest with myself and being honest with them about myself, you know, some of them couldn't take it, and they bounce and they be mad. But at the end of the day, a few of them came back already. It was like I was tripping because you were just being.
Yeah, you was just being
it always
truthful.
take them a while.
It'll take a
It
while.
takes them a while because they haven't,
Especially
because they haven't accepted themselves yet, or at least that part of themselves and be understanding their like being honest and truthful.
And I guess that's the
Accepting.
communication part. Are we communicating too strong, or you just gotta like give them their time for the.
Yes.
Well, I think the problem is when you first meet, you're trying to impress that person so much that you give them the fake you.
Yeah, no
You know what I
doubt. You give them
mean?
the fake
So
you.
they get used to the fake you for a
You're like, oh,
long,
yeah,
long
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. Like,
And so
nah,
they realize who you are. But if you go in a relationship clean, you know, naked,
yourself all the
being
way.
yourself, they can only accept you for who you are.
Yeah.
And then there's no confusion.
Yeah, it's not an act.
It's not an act.
That's gonna fade
I
away.
think
Like,
that's the
no,
problem.
this is who I am for real, and this is who you connected with at first.
What you
like,
see is what you get, basically.
and the thing, and then you cultivate it from there. But you have your foundation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And if that person loves you or appreciates you for who you are, that's even stronger base in a relationship for the future comes.
And I would say that's more hard for spiritually awakened souls to go into a relationship because people aren't used to that. that open nakedness. So they just like it. They want to be like, oh no, that can't be them. There's no way that they that open and they that calm and they this and
It's
that.
just like us is first coming to Germany, going into a thermal bond.
Oh man,
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about this. Like everybody.
I mean, I went in there.
Yeah.
I went in there on my own. I mean, at first it was uncomfortable, but she was like, man, they get out here chilling like this fat dude, you know. It's all
For
good.
you guys who don't know what a thermobot is where everybody goes and have swim and they, I guess, the sauna, but everyone's naked. So, but here in Europe, everybody, it's a European thing. So.
It'll make you seem like, nah, it ain't that type of party.
I ain't that type of party. Yeah, no doubt. You know what I mean? Once again, that's if anything, the greatest realizations that I've recognized over is releasing, because I don't appreciate fake relationships. I don't appreciate obligated attention or pity or anything like that. I don't want people to be around me unless they really want to be around me. I don't want people to come and be like, hey man, I heard you was sick and this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like
sounds like somebody I know.
Somebody told you to come here.
Yeah.
And it feels weird that you're here because if somebody wouldn't have told you that I was here, you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to be around me unless you want to be around me. I'd rather just be by myself and be comfortable. Like, I don't want you to come in here acting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a big deal for me. Yeah. And self-acceptance. Mm-hmm. And self-acceptance is more so about being my authentic self, like being or embracing my nature. Like, okay, everybody freaked out. Like everybody in my circle or cipher or acquaintances and all, they freaked out when I wrote that I was extraterrestrial. And you on some devil, you talking about angels, and you tripping out, like come back to Earth, like I heard you got fired from your job, this, and you said you an alien now, and yada yada yada. Like, bro, look, I'm not the one. I don't care what you talking about. This is something that I've accepted and embraced within myself, and that is the case. I don't necessarily owe anybody an explanation or opinion. Either you resonate with it, or you don't. If not, go over there. It's all good. But the thing is what's cool about it is that I've never been. I feel that I don't necessarily have to sell anything. I don't have anything to sell. I'm not trying to convince people about any of the stuff that I'm doing. And because of that level of self-love and not necessarily attending to I don't go around telling them, like, yeah, man, I'm extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go around telling people, like, I'm like, yo, bro, it's good. Yeah. I recognize that. I say it when it's necessary, but I'm not like telling everybody and trying to make them uncomfortable. Right. I have the emotional maturity and intelligence to recognize when a person doesn't necessarily resonate with something, and I'm not necessarily going to attempt to push it. I'm like, yo, you're not ready for that. And that's okay. I'm still be me. And for me to try to tell people about spirituality and explain all this stuff to them in order for them to validate with you or validate and all that other kind of stuff. Like, no, man, I'm not crazy.
We don't
this ain't a cult. You know what I'm saying? But this. I don't do it.
No, in a joking way.
Oh yeah.
When we do our commotion causing.
Oh yeah.
We do look like a Jehovah's Witness. Always
a
little rolling thing. The C's got the bucket.
We be chilling though. Yeah. I mean, it's abrasive when you insert yourself into a reality that's. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, you're right. Pause. I'm trying to figure out. See, on the pool table.
Hey, April.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Say whatever you want to say. All right, cool. Pause. Insert what I said. When you awaken, you find yourself within the construct of conventionality and conformity, and as you evolve and expand and cultivate more of your true self, you become more of a standout. You stand out more. The colors and the way you talk, and you got this open heart, and you laughing as loud as you want, and saying the things that you want without necessarily attempting to be conscious of the social situation and what everybody else is doing. Like, you're doing you, and you're living life to the fullest. Like, you're loving life and experiencing yourself. And you're like, yo, I don't care what these people are, I'm doing me. Like, yo, son, that was pretty funny. And we like downtown in the middle of, you know, it's conventional German. Everybody's kind of quiet. Everybody, all the dudes wearing black, blue, or brown, or gray. Yeah, no doubt. And I'm like, bro, I'm going out there with my girl, yellow Zara sweater, and we loud. I got jewelry on, and my shoes is a different color, and we chilling, and they playing music and cooling out. Like, people are gonna look at you, and they're gonna project judgments. And the only reason they're doing that is because they're programmed to, just like the people at church. At church, they program all the people in the congregation to judge the people that come late. Make them feel guilty if they come in here late. Make them feel guilty if they do something that's out of alignment with what we.
If you don't put no money in the basket, everybody looking at you, yo.
No doubt. It's basically the robots checking the dude that don't want to be a robot anymore.
Right.
They're programmed to attack the person that doesn't want to be a robot no more. So basically, it's the slaves attacking the dude that don't want to be a slave no more.
Right.
And it's just that the person that doesn't want to be a slave no more has to have enough personal integrity and courage to stand on their own truth and not care.
I think once you already put yourself against the grain, you already got that.
Yeah, most definitely. Exactly.
You already there.
Most definitely.
It's not that, can you accept that? You already
there. You're already there. It's just,
there.
The thing is people can be overbearing. They'll try to force their will of conventionality and conformity upon you to stop you from shining so much. Like, no, dog, relax. You ain't this. You ain't special. Why you got on these clothes? Fall back. You need to be normal again. Stop
you wearing
tripping.
pink socks?
Why you?
He doing good for himself.
Who that?
Always got the glasses on.
Yeah.
Is it something like that?
Oh, gotcha. Singer. Yeah. Okay.
I think we had like a 2-minute conversation at the stoplight.
Yeah.
And basically, from what I got from this conversation, we have to not be ourselves to be hot, to be famous.
Oh, that was his advice to you?
That was his advice.
Oh, okay.
For us to grow and get shows or do what we have to do. We have to imitate
who hot,
basically. Or who was hot. And this basically just goes off what you just said. Jump back in with the slave mentality. Jump back in with the system. Jump back in with what everyone is so-called comfortable with. Don't do your stuff.
Don't do your stuff.
Don't be you. Don't be you. Don't be you. No, nobody wants to hear you. They wants to hear stuff that they're used to.
They like this dude. He cool.
Do what everybody else doing. It's like, and I just sit there looking at him like, oh, I had some respect for you.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But we're not going to don't do that over here.
No, it's judgment.
Now, you sell yourself. It's like you sold yourself. I mean, cool, you making money, but it was like,
well, once again, they stand on that money. They live and die by that money.
Do what I mean, do my stuff. It's like, why would you not want to do your stuff?
Yeah.
And he asked me, well, who you work? I was like, I work for me. Like, you don't work on that? I was like, no, I work for me.
Absolutely. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Like I said, everybody ain't strong enough to be a leader, like in their own right, like for real. Everybody's not built for this.
Self-leadership.
Yeah, exactly.
Self-leadership, self-responsibility, self-love.
And that's what leadership about.
That's all it's about.
Exactly. It ain't about controlling other people or being in charge of other people. It's about being yourself.
Got you yet.
It's almost self. It's about you. You're doing you and not necessarily allowing a person to tell you what to do.
It's like having a drill sergeant with no confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Well, being a leader
I'm not trying to listen to you.
Most definitely. So being a leader is about not allowing other people to tell you what to do with your free will. You have the free will to exist here. You're born here to be yourself. You have the desires that you have naturally, and this is what you're here to do. It's just that it takes personal integrity and courage to embrace these desires and not allow other people to judge you and project you and pull your energy down and stopping you from doing what you're here to do. This is what leadership is about. It's not about controlling other people. And as you do that, you give people the ability to embrace the energy and confidence within themselves to be themselves as well. And this is where you're a leader serving as an example for others to take the lead. Real leaders don't want followers. They inspire other leaders.
That's it.
They inspire other leaders, other people to take the helm and carry the torch and go their own way. That's what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bro, it is what it is, man. So, CeeLo, you ready, bro?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So we're going to take a break now, y'all. And we will return with our segment to address any of your inquiries and stories that you have in the comment section. Look like we have a lot of activity there, which is a beautiful thing. And we'll continue our discussion in just a second. And I give you our maestro overseas.
All right. So that was a great conversation. I knew it was going to be because this topic is something that we all have a lot of experience in. So those of you that were able to follow along and get some of our jokes and also the serious notes of what each of us expressed as our basically our life lesson on throughout our interpersonal relationships so far in our experience. Thank you for staying tuned. And now I will give you another selection. And I feel like we're gonna, oh man, yeah. I'm gonna go classic. This is off the It's Done Data album, which, by the way, I appreciate everybody who's listened to that. That album is doing great. Really, really great. And I think it's because of all the hard work that we invested and the time that we did into that album. So just know that we'll be giving you guys another album here. I won't say when, but I will let you know that we are already working on something. We haven't given a title or anything like that, but some things. Yeah, we some things, exactly. But we're investing energy into it, and we're gonna let this one progress a little slower than our normal rate of providing music. So it's gonna be something very special. Anyway, this one's called Supported. It's on the Universal Brothers page. And yeah, I will put the link back into the comment section after we are done listening. I ain't heard this in a minute.
Yeah. Continue to say it's self-love. It's just a hologram. You gotta roll with it. Yeah. More gentle grooves, we do what we do. We gon' play in the water a little bit. Check them out though. Most of the time I be feeling by myself in this. She wanna run around trying to get them compliments, but then again I get my shit, so ain't no judging it. It's just circles that I can sense when you just put it on it. Mama on the chasing paper dehydrated, like never satisfied. She don't say what she count and say that. Checking accounts, all accounting for. I tried to come and get her with me, but she said we can't afford it. I know you got your 5-year plan all sorted, but that was the miracle, mama, we should enjoy it. They taught you logic in that college, but I must be beyond it. Another day, another dollar is the rule of bondage. But I was raised to be a freedom fighter like my mama, quarterbacker like my father, raising family, blessing honor. Leave with courage, no conforming, trust your man's enormous. You put that battery in my back when you choose to support him. Yeah, support me. You know, hey, Superman in the Lois Lane. Every quarterback need a cheerleader. Do that for me, Queen. Hey, support me. Hey, love. Hey, yo, team. Yeah. Come on, jump on the beat. Oh, baby, love me like I love you. You haven't put the time in working yet. What day you spread your binge so I can beat, baby, see ya. I've been through my lessons, but I'm still building.
It's time to go in 20 on my heartbeat, so check my flow. Knock, knock, let me in, yo. I'm gonna huff and bluff and blow your heart away today and make it boomerang back around. It knows that it's time to share. Oh yes, we take it there, full of elements of glow plugs. I got an arrow in my back from Cupid's cousin, so I'ma hit you up later when the time is right. Vibrating bones in your ear through the rhyme protections. Tell you that I need you, cause we all reflection. I'd rather tune out and let you catch it, so you know it's meant for you. On the daily presence, I'm open ears for your flow to be the go-to. You know the who to, feel like we're supposed to. Feel like we're supposed to. Feel like we're supposed to.
When it first came out, it was awesome. That was awesome right here, but now it seems like it feels like more of an anthem. So we passed it.
It's an interesting twist this year.
Support
I
it.
heard what you working on. I know I'm on some other stuff as well. It's gonna be. It's gonna be a twist. It's gonna be a 2018 twist.
Yeah.
This album is supposed to come out.
Yeah. Rock and roll. Alrighty, so welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to Let's Build. Of course, our conversation today is about interpersonal relationships, and this is a portion where we address any of the questions, stories, and inquiries that you do have in our comment section. Thank you all for joining us. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us today, and we truly appreciate that as we continue on this path of self-evolution and healing that is this now moment. So, Team CeeLo AAA.
I got all the way up to
Yeah, my shit
and
shut off,
Eileen.
man.
Yeah.
So I got a nice list.
I got
As long
Oh, go ahead. Let me get this question, because this was like way in the beginning. I forgot who it was by, but
the Blue Moon one.
yeah, exactly. So they were actually asking you, what exactly is the blue moon?
Nothing to do with the topic.
I remember I saw that was a question at the beginning. Hey man,
Don't matter, man. Maybe it is. It's a personal relationship with the moon, bro. Go on.
Oh man, happens everyone 150 years. No, actually, team is.
Yeah, he's right.
Team is right, bro. Like I'd rather focus on. I'm on the interpersonal relationship vibe right now. There's a lot of explanations as far as the nature of the blue moon online on the astrologist page of some notoriety. So I would probably suggest you just check there, because there's more of an explanation there that I can provide. Yeah, more in depth, and you can do the history of the blue moon and all that kind of stuff. Once again, right now we're talking about interpersonal relationships. Yeah, most definitely. It's once again, the definitions are somewhat superficial in nature. Anyway, so let's keep it moving.
Eileen Boundy said, resonate with this. Detach with love. Every day, let them go. Accept everything just as it is now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Beautifully expressed.
Too simple, right? And of course, Miss Chu, unconditional love, acceptance, collaboration instead of competition.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Competition in relationships. I do think we got different levels of what we expect and what we do in relationships, as opposed to just being.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people be like, oh yeah, I give more than you do, and I do this, and you don't never do that. It's like, why are you comparing yourself? Why you competing with your love for me? It's like,
no doubt.
If you love to do that more than I do it.
That's a quest for power.
Like, it's never going to be equal.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to be equal.
I want the upper hand.
Yeah, once you say you do something more than the other person, now you have went to that area where you expect them to be below you and like feel like they owe you something the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're never gonna be equal anyway.
Then you're not gonna see it and just enjoy the love, because you have your expectations.
Exactly.
Christian Muller. I have my German. Muller. Muller. Be happy that it happened. Lessons in all things are a gift.
Absolutely. Love, Christian.
I like Tammy's. Tammy had a good question though. Tammy Skillis. What's up, Tammy? Nice to meet you. Welcome to Let's Build. What if I experience one failure after another? I'm gonna assume
you're expanding.
And it has to be something.
You're expanding. Anytime you experience what you may perceive as failure, it's that you're expanding. There's something to realize. And if you remove yourself from the perception of victimization, as if you failed or lost, or whatever the case may be, you'll have the clarity of peace and recognizing what it is that you were there to experience. The experience had a purpose. And through your clarity and sense of peace, there is the clarity to realize the nature of that experience and the ability to move forward. Through holding on to the past and the idea that you continue to fail, you're holding on to the past and you have not the ability to move forward and expand, where these experiences are there for you to embrace. Beyond attempting to label it as a failure. You're expanding in consciousness, and this is a part of the process.
Yep. Mel, I'm sure Arabic coffee beans are green. I think almost all coffee beans are probably green. I'm not a coffee expert. I don't drink coffee. But that was Ethiopian coffee.
Yeah. And in the building.
Yes.
Yes.
Steph. Uh-oh. Now I'm about to bring it up, Steph. Said, depending on a relationship left off is what happens next. So don't need to keep communication.
Hold on, what?
Huh? I'm guessing she's saying that you don't need to keep communicating with your ex. Depends on how it left off.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a free will decision.
yeah.
Of course. Once again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Each relationship has its own level of capacity and mutual respect and honor of each of the individuals based on where you are energetically and your spiritual maturity. However,
it's not about communication. Like I don't need to talk to my ex, but the love is still there. You know?
Yeah, I mean, once again, some people may still want to talk to them. Some people, I mean, it's different for everybody.
Talk at all.
Exactly.
It's just the way it is.
It's just the emotional weight that is hindering a person to move on. Like if there's still emotional weight or resentment or whatever, like if you feel, like say if I break or quote unquote break up with somebody, if I still hate them, that means I still have feelings for them. And I'm not forgiving them because I still have feelings for them and I don't want them to, I've never wanted us to break up. I still want to be with them. But the love I have for them is being expressed through the distortions of my own blockages and sense of attachment.
Well, like the ego's hurt.
No doubt, the ego's hurt, and I'm like, yo, I hate them. I don't want to talk to them no more. This. It's like, well, when you gonna free yourself and let that go? When you gonna free yourself and let that hate go? Just talk to them and, you know what I mean, like resolve whatever it is that's necessary to resolve so you can move forward and stop allowing the person to emotionally manipulate you.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's hurting
anytime
you more than it's hurting them.
Anytime a person has control over your emotions, you're allowing them to control you because your emotions dictates what happens next in your experience. That person can be long gone. But if you're allowing them to emotionally control how you feel, they still have control of you.
Well, let me ask this.
Yeah, bro.
Because I say that so much. Like when I talk to people or have certain situations, I tell them, you know, take responsibility for your emotions. It's like, I didn't purposely go out, hey, let me do this to hurt so-and-so. Let me say this to hurt so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what? If my intentions, like me, I'm a positive person. I'm not like an evil dude that's going to purposely try to hurt people. It's not even in my nature since I've been born. But when people perceive certain things, Is it that they want to be hurt? They want to perceive it as a reason to play victim. For some reason nowadays, victims. They want to play victim.
Well, I mean,
it feels good.
And yeah, I guess so. They
Because
like it.
It doesn't feel so good.
It's hard to take responsibility
Right.
and be responsible for your emotions. You want to blame it on other people.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing in the
But
world,
I-
to be responsible
right.
for your feelings. But if you feel like a person hurt you, or they make you sad, or make you
Look.
happy, or make you confused, and this, you're saying that another person is responsible for your feelings, but
Right.
you always choose how to feel. You
Right,
always
absolutely.
are responsible for your
Even to the
feelings.
point, if you're in a relationship and let's say your partner cheats on you, right? If your partner cheats on you, right?
I've done this before.
Right?
Oh man.
I'm sorry, y'all. We on some inside stuff tonight.
Go ahead, get it out, man.
Go ahead, bro.
Get it out, man.
Oh man, I'll say it like
My
this.
bad. My bad. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's build. Let's go. Come on. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not.
I'm interested.
I saw that go.
I will shut up about.
Go ahead and just do the playing song.
I'm trying to prove the point here, but what I'm saying, I can't even.
I can't say it no more.
Even if your partner cheats on you and you want to blame that person for cheating on you, you can go ahead and blame it on that person. But at the end of the day, they did what they wanted to do,
No doubt.
right? They did what they followed their excitement. They're fine. Their world is fine.
I don't
You're the
think
one
in
with the
back
problem.
of their mind, they said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the club. I'm gonna find another person to be with
To hurt.
I can hurt
So I can hurt the other person.
that I
Exactly.
love.
Right. So honestly,
Not to approve of it.
right. Not that we do approve of that, but at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own feelings. The issue is within you, not the other person.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, but at the same time, we have to recognize that in any relationship, there is a mutual agreement that's communicated as to the nature of your relationship.
Most of the time, it's attachment.
Well,
No, of course.
but-
But once again, it is.
Yeah.
This is why communication is so important.
Yeah.
We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it and say what we doing here. Like,
It's
what
always-
are we?
It's always
And the thing is,
it's in the room.
Most that now, if we together and we say we're gonna be together and we're being like we're in a monogamous relationship and all other kind of stuff, like to go out and do something with somebody else is basically to dishonor the agreement. Like now you're doing what you say that you wasn't gonna do. So now you're being dishonest.
Yeah.
Like you're breaking the agreement that you had. Because
I think-
there's an agreement that's based on the communication of the capacity of the relationship that you share. But you to say that you're gonna be in a relationship and then go do something else is basically you expressing the distortion.
Well, okay, I got a small
Because you
problem.
have to say something. You gotta say something. If you
Communication-
can go out and smash, you gotta say something.
Communication is everything.
But I'm gonna just keep it 100. If you can go out and smash somebody else,
No.
you gotta say something. You can't be, oh no, spirituality, bro. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta follow. We gotta do. No,
Well, it has nothing to do with
No,
spirituality.
I'm just saying
It's
in
like-
general. Like,
Right, yeah,
it takes strength to be honest with the person
Right.
100%. Like, if you know that this your nature and this is
You're
what
right.
you want to do,
You're
and
right,
this
you're
not
right.
where you at.
'Cause
you
everybody's
can't be
different.
Like, oh, well, I just decided today that I kind of like this chick. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit it. And you know what I'm saying?
Well, that goes back also being fake, like being fake in the beginning and being somebody else, and then turn around and you're doing the opposite,
most definitely.
contradicting
It's
yourself,
contradictory. It's
and
hypocritical.
it is hypocritical.
And then
I
once
think,
again, the communication is where your strength is
yeah,
represented.
that's why
Like
communication is very important.
your integrity and personal
But-
strength and courage is in
Again,
your ability to
also-
say what it
but-
needs to happen.
Even
Even
they
if
also have to put in the fact that when someone probably goes out to do that,
Yeah.
maybe a year later,
Yeah.
whatever communication
Yeah.
relationship was
Mhm.
good, and a year later it happened.
most definitely.
Did it happen because of lack of communication? Did it happen because
No. It's just how you feel. And sometimes that happens, right? Like
Right.
that happens.
It's like,
But then when it happened, you still got to come home and tell her. You got to come home and say
But
something.
I think
Well,
people,
no, but-
people won't
Like,
speak.
yo, you know
People won't
what?
speak because of the fear
Fear.
of hurting
The
that
fear hurting them, no doubt.
Yeah.
You know,
because
But
they
some-
know they're not.
It hurts.
They're
It
not-
hurts more to hold on to it for a year and be doing the same thing for a year and not tell them. But this is where your courage and strength comes in. Your
Right.
courage and strength is in your ability to do it
if you gonna excuse my friend, bust your nut when you come home and you get over it, come home and tell her, yo, just what I did. Mm-hmm. It's gonna hurt, but the thing it's gonna hurt more if you wait. It's gonna hurt way more if you wait. You gotta own up to it right now.
But I feel also that if it already came to that point, then it started off wrong already. That's how I feel about it, because I feel like, well, this is why let me explain what. No, you can't. No. What I mean, I don't mean it like that in that direction. What I mean is, I feel like when you first get into a relationship, and your true self, like your true self, there's a lot of that stuff, insecurities or those doubts are gone because you already know that person. You know that person, how that person is when you're not around, right? So when they do something like that, it doesn't hurt as much because you already accepted that person for what he is, for what they are. So it doesn't hurt.
People front in the beginning.
Well, a lot of people do front, but when you're just so truthful to each other, and if you're so truthful to each other, and you're still together after knowing that kind of stuff, you've accepted that person truly. I'm not talking about just, I accept that person. I'm saying truly accept that person for the nature of that person. You know
once again,
that person.
The communication still has to take place.
The communication is still there, but what I'm saying is not as detrimental.
Like,
what I'm saying is.
Yeah, no doubt, of course. But at the same
is,
time, you can't necessarily you can't go off of the strength of assuming that you know your partner and your partner know you enough.
No. You don't. It's not.
She know me. It's not saying that's just how I am.
No. No. It's not assuming anymore. Like there's no assumption there. Like when you're truly yourself without fear, it's not about assumption anymore. It's about forgiving. It's about, I forgive you. I know that the situation was, however, like you're a human being, I'm a human being. We make mistakes. Things happen, but I may not like it. Wait, I may not like it, but I truly know how you are because I am the same way. So I'm more accepting.
You know, compassion,
compassionate acceptance. You're more accepted. Some people, things happen, and it's there's no talking about it. It's over. You know what I'm saying? But no matter what happens, I feel like if the relationship stops off the way it's supposed to, for me, right, that the other things that happen after that is more accepting. Because it's like what I tell you about the lion. If you're a lion and I'm a frog, I know you're a lion. You like to eat meat. Well, I'm not gonna be surprised that you go eat meat, because I eat flies. I'm not gonna expect you to eat flies. Like, I know that you're a fucking lion. So when you come home to me, you say you ate meat. I'm not gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? We agreed that you're gonna have 1 meat and 2 meats. But you're gonna be like, all right, it's cool. Again, I love you.
Once again,
but
constant communication is absolutely necessary
100%.
if you're going to maintain the harmonious relationship that you're in. You gotta talk to each other,
right?
Constantly,
absolutely.
And you gotta be transparent and integral with each other. If the lion don't eat meat and all this other stuff, like these metaphors,
right?
The lion got to tell her, "Yo, I'm eating meat." That's what's up.
If a lion has to tell you that he eats meat, something's wrong, though, right? Like if a lion has to tell you that he ate meat, something's wrong. Hey, I'm a lion, bro. I'm like, I don't eat flies. There's certain things that you know about your partner that it just is. Well, you know what I mean? But now, wait. Communication, though.
No, but check it. Some dudes. I'm just keep it 150. You know what I mean? Now look,
I got AZ to say some dudes.
We're talking about eating meat. I don't know what
I got AZ to say some dudes.
Yo, you got me, bro. You got me, bro. Yo, Cito, you got me, bro. I said it's so strong too, man. I said it's mad strong.
Some dudes.
y'all what, man? Okay. Oh, you look serious. I ain't even in my vocabulary.
Alright, forget it.
You know what I
Lies.
mean? Look, I'm gonna just make
I'm agree with him though. I agree with him. Like
I'm gonna just make this one real quick.
Communication.
To keep it 150 and keep it fair.
Oh my goodness.
Well, like in the past, like gentlemen, guys, some dudes will attempt to hide behind this animalistic reasoning or excuse that because I'm a guy, I just gotta have sex and I can't control myself, and I'm a, you know, like I could explain one thing to the girl, but because I'm a guy, I'm gonna just have sex, and that's my excuse. It's all good. But the thing is as a thinking, reasoning, decision-making spirit, because beyond the gender, beyond your body, you have to recognize that you're God. And you have the ability to communicate and say how you feel in each and every moment. It's just that as we evolve, it's necessary to let go of these excuses for not being honest with ourselves and others. I can't blame what I feel to be a lack of integrity, or what is recognized as a lack of integrity or lack of transparency on my gender. I can't say, oh, I'm a guy, so, you know I'm a cheat. I ain't gonna say nothing, but, you know, I'm gonna have sex because I'm a dude. And it's like, whoa, slow down, God. What you talking about?
Mm-hmm. No, that's 100% right there. But you just said the word cheating, right? So
yeah, well, like, cheating is based on the agreement, agreement that you have with the other individual. Your agreement is based on a relationship.
Right, absolutely.
I said we're gonna be in this together, and that's a whole other topic.
That's so different.
At the end of the day, regardless, once again, the communication and the capacity of the relationship is based on the agreement and capacity of the relationship that you have agreed upon
100%.
As a couple. Now, if y'all not necessarily talking about monogamy or who y'all gonna be with and all that kind of stuff in your relationship, then there's a lack of communication in y'all relationship.
Right, no, but I don't think I was talking about that though.
Yeah, I do.
No, listen. Huh?
I think people.
Well, if you decide to be somebody's girl or whatever, or somebody's dude, I mean, you know, just in general, like, you know, what I mean, if you're making that type of decision,
okay.
There's certain, like, you know, what I mean, like they're gonna ask you them questions. Come on, bro.
I would hope they'd ask.
Of course, I'm gonna ask them questions.
Yeah.
No,
because that's the nature of the agreement that we have. It ain't no up in the air.
Absolutely.
Well, we kind of feel what we doing.
No.
It's like, yo, if somebody's working with you, you know what it is.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, every relationship is different. First of all, I'll say that, and everybody has a different agreement based on you know when they met or whatever. My point is, though, and it's not something that is an excuse, not as an excuse. All I'm saying is that if you start off communicating and being honest in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And when you say honest, what you mean?
And I mean like
talking about like having
not talking. No, not even talking. Just being you, like being honest about yourself, acting the way the person gets to know you for who you are, and being honest. I don't mean just by telling the truth all the time. Sometimes I don't want to tell the truth. Sometimes I want to keep things. Now I don't say everything that I do. Some things I don't want to keep a secret. Okay, but communicating is very, very important as far as being authentic, being yourself. And then what I'm saying is that things that happen in the future is easier to accept in that relationship. It's easier to love that person for who they are. That's all I'm saying. Not as an excuse, but to realize the true nature of the other person is very important, I think. Because at the end, if you're acting like somebody you're not, mm-hmm. when it comes down the road and you start to be who you really are, that person is going to be shocked, or might not accept it, and it mm-hmm. might ruin something that you had. I don't know. It happens all the time.
It's like, okay, well, she can, like, if I did this and don't tell her, then I do tell her, she can't be that mad because she know how I am.
Well,
like she know how I did that.
Well, she will. It's like maybe, but it depends on the relationship, right? Depends on the relationship.
Hopefully,
Yeah, maybe, right? Because I can't say for sure. It's not something like that because everybody's different. But all I'm saying is that it is easier to accept that person. That's it.
Yeah.
Easier. That's because it is about accepting.
Yeah, most definitely.
It is about, forgiving. It's about that stuff, because if you have unconditional love, then all that stuff, you can it doesn't matter.
I already happened.
It doesn't matter, because you're gonna go like this. I still love you, no matter what you did.
Yeah,
I still love you because nobody's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Now the person is saying I love you, and I'm never gonna do this to you, and I agree on this contract because we said we didn't.
It's a talk. It's a communication.
Right.
It's a constant communication. Ongoing thing that involves.
Right.
You can do that, but once again, it's all like the capacity of your relationship. Yeah, unconditional love is unconditional love. However, the capacity of your coexistence, your harmonious coexistence, is always a decision based on the level of trust that you have for each other. And that's an ongoing thing. Like, is your trust being increased? Is your transparency being increased or expanded upon? Or is it digressing? Now, once again, I can still love a person, but if the capacity and the nature of the relationship and the trust that we have is violated, then of course I always have the decision to change the capacity of our connection.
Some people have
like, bro, I still love you, but I like this. I want to be in a relationship like this, or I want to be in a relationship like that.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, son.
I think the point is, if you give that person a chance to embrace based on what you did, or at that very moment you tell them what's up, when it just not where exactly it happened, when you come home, whatever, but you give them a chance to embrace what happened at that very moment and deal with that emotion and have that thought process right then, opposed to waiting a month or a week or whatever,
or finding out from somebody else.
Or that's the worst.
Yeah.
But however, is because in that month, they have this perception of you that you said in the beginning, just yourself, this body language is how you are, blah, blah. So they got that perception of you, right? And then you tell them a month later about something that happened in the month in the past. When you come out and tell them, they'll be like, oh, okay, one, why you tell me so late? Or two, why you ain't tell me at that very moment? And I'm thinking like, okay,
analysis is ugly,
but that's why
it's like, okay, you know what?
That's why communicating is very important.
This is why.
I'm not saying yes.
And there's an agreement.
But at that moment, see, if like for instance, if I would have told somebody, hey, I quit my job like that day, opposed to waiting and they find out 3 months later, right? Who knows what would happen? I'm pretty sure I'll probably still be over here. However,
no, that's right, Bill, son.
Like at least I would have not had that burden on my
your back.
Well.
Right.
It's been like, look, this is what happened.
Most
like deal with it right now.
You did.
It's done.
Like, absolutely.
What do? You know what
Most
I mean?
that. Let it all hang out,
So
bro, and work and deal with it when it comes.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. Personally, I have no burdens.
All right, that's what's up.
Well, that's good. But hey.
I'm like, why you just make that face? That's an emoji that does that. Like a straight line, and you're like,
Almost like I just like this swat. Like, okay, my turn. My bad.
Go ahead, T. What we got?
This got over emotional, right?
No, but it's healthy.
Good.
It's healthy because we talking about things that people talk about all
real
the time.
shit.
Like
real shit.
Like this is a mixture of guy and girl talk.
Actually,
You know what I mean?
talking about
Pause.
things
But I know shorties talk about this all the time. It's a conversation they need to have because once again, like they trying to understand that type of dynamic. And from the heart space, we realize what it is. But from a guy, I know that ain't cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know what it is. I know it ain't cool. But once again, like to be honest and be like, once again, dudes are quick to claim being strong and being leaders and being confident and lion mode and all the other kind of stuff. But when it comes to expressing your feelings and telling the truth about how you feel, they fall back. They lie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nobody says how they feel. They keep it 100.
Yeah.
And this is like the hardest thing to do.
And that's what we're
doing.
doing.
Dudes yell and cuss and trip and claim big and tattoos and muscles and lift weights. But when it comes to expressing their emotions and saying how they feel, wow. And that's corny. That's super corny.
So I go soft in the gym.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
I'll make no noise.
Where'd you go? You go soft in the gym?
Yeah, pause.
I'll make no noise.
He'd be like, oh shit.
I'll make no noise. Yo, no noise.
Some people go hard in the gym, you go soft in the gym.
Soft in the gym. Wow.
We
Thinking
crazy.
this chorus.
Yo, this is
I'm soft in the gym.
this let's go.
He told us, whoa. I go soft in the gym.
There's too much energy in this let's build right now, right?
Oh yeah. Peace, everybody. We have went over, but this is overtime right now. Universal Brothers live and uncut tonight. Full moon edition. This is what this is. This is full moon edition.
Yeah.
We ain't teaching the birds and the bees. We teaching the meats and the flies tonight. The meats and the flies tonight. So let me go back
Some
to
dudes.
the tablet.
Some dudes. Oh, this is awesome, bro.
He's like, some dudes. Wait, what happened?
Who asked the blue moon question earlier? This is what the blue moon is about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Some dudes.
Peace out to
Like I was talking to an ex-woman.
Juso, Jusso. Peace, Jusso.
That was good. That was
y'all
that was
niggas, what's
classic.
up, Rob? Absolutely. OG's in the house.
Hector, he said something earlier.
What have you said?
One of the biggest lessons I've learned is how selfish we can be unintentionally, but intending the best for all or both.
No, that's flat. That's fire right there. Love, son. Love, Hector, that's real right there. We like, the selfishness is in, kind of, trying to protect other people's feelings and not necessarily being transparent. You know what I mean? So, that's a fly expression. Heck, love.
I like this
Yeah, exactly.
melody. Hurt me with the truth. Don't comfort me with lie. I cannot personally be in a sexual, intimate relationship with someone I don't respect. I will love you and respect you more for being honest and transparent in our love than you give me the choice to move on with you or not. No deception. Transparency is sexy, yo.
Word.
Damn.
You dig? We in the house.
You put a phone number up
You got her Facebook though. You don't need a phone number.
Transparency. That means you gotta get some both the Uzi draws.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one, yo. You bad transparent, yo.
Transparency is sexy,
I can see
yo.
you're happy.
Zena, one of my greatest realizations within a relationship to remain autonomous and not self-sacrifice.
Love, absolutely. That personal integrity is absolutely necessary, and that is sexy, yo. You know what I mean? Real talk. Autonomy, baby.
Where we at? Hey, Carrie, we need some more crumpets over here.
Jesse in the house.
Love in the house.
Adam King, leadership is all about being yourself.
Absolutely. Love TK. He's the designer from the UBC logo.
Oh,
Yeah, word up.
Word.
peace.
Hey, yo, CeeLo, can you plug in the computer, bro?
Yeah.
Thank you, son. Fast show. We got like 1%.
Oh shoot.
Universal
Really
Coffee.
want
Yep,
some.
Universal Coffee. Universal Coffee.
Good.
Oh, here we go.
Universal.
Universal Cafe, now
Coffee.
Universal Coffee.
Universal Coffee. Universal Love. Universal Pool Table Status.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's gonna go up forever.
They're gonna call me 888.
triple eight. As long as somebody don't say they triple eight. My brother, 'cause that is
Dion.
the problem.
Triple eight?
Dion
Late.
has a
Late.
Interesting, interesting comment.
All right.
Oh,
A
you wrong for that shit,
A
yo.
person can have the power and control even when they no longer in the picture. The energy is still there. A person must go within. It begins and ends with you, the person.
Absolutely.
This loving relationship starts with self first.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more to this topic. Though beautiful most of the time, hurt people hurt people. You said a lot of stuff.
Woo, yes, ma'am. Gee, hurt people hurt people.
Mhm.
You dig? We all healing. Once again, it is what it is. Kids gonna do what they need to do. But hey, once again, you said it best. It's all inside the individual. And as you express that forgiveness and compassion, you liberate yourself, where you can move forward and move on loving at the capacity or the greatest capacity that is that you have in the now moment based on your capacity to love yourself. So beautifully expressed. It's awesome.
Miss Steph,
Yeah.
I had that happen to me. I guess she was commenting on Andrea's ex-boyfriend comment. Evil guy.
Andrea ex-boyfriend is just I feel like I know him now.
Wow.
Wait,
Which Andrea?
Oh man, come on, man.
you should do like they do in Russia. When you catch a taxi,
Yeah.
and you jump, you act like you don't have no money.
Yeah.
They make you put this dye all over your face.
For
And it
real?
stays on you for like 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah. You should do that to him, Andrea.
What?
Put in the shampoo.
Are you serious?
Ah, and it stayed on your
Yes,
face.
when you try to jump out the taxi and they catch you or whatever without no money, whatever, the taxi driver.
Hey,
They
okay,
can't make you do it. It's illegal, but they still try to. They make.
Well, I would say that's better than chopping off your
Yes,
hand or
yeah,
something.
better than
Some
chopping
other,
off your hand.
some
But
other
you walk around with this dial.
I mean,
Yeah.
what color is the dye?
Blue.
Wow.
blue roots.
Yeah,
Blue baby group.
Pay for your taxi.
Gee, got you.
Russia ain't no joke.
Steph, I had that happen to me, and I began to reflect on the life I lived and what I needed to embrace about me, on why I was in a relationship. I hurt, but I needed to see some things. I also felt that he participated in those situations because there was much he needed to experience for his evolution.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't enjoy the lack of communication, but we both sometimes take from their experiences. That's
that piff right there.
yeah.
You dig?
You understand.
Mm-hmm.
You understand clearly, and you know what to do with it.
You dig? Love, Steph. Thank you for expressing that. Some of us need that right there. And knowing we're not alone in this right here.
And Jamie, what's up, Jamie? Again, it is such an honor to have connected with you all who share the same views on interpersonal relationships. Likewise, I realize that those of us who continue to operate in the capacity of unconditional love consciously value our alone time and freedom immensely, including allowing those we connect with their freedom without expectation, which to me is very, very important. Freedom without expectations. This is where my journey has been challenging, as I have yet to encounter a mate companion who understands this way of being. All as well as it has been an opportunity for several years of enjoying my own presence and feeling fully satisfied from within. This platform has allowed freedom of openness at the being. Much love to you guys and ladies. Peace out, family. I feel you. I mean, word. I feel you. Yeah. It is hard to connect with people that are still lost outside of themselves.
Well, I feel like,
but yeah, you have a reason in each other's
Yeah, of
lives.
course,
like
exactly.
I said earlier. You might not connect. You might just be that person that's go inspire them just for that moment. It don't have to last forever. I mean, some you just might have just came in their life just to
not right there.
put a drop in their little bucket real quick.
And some that's tight. That was a tight expression. Drop in their bucket right quick. Healing is an extensive process. Some of us have grandiose intentions of connection. And these intentions require a pure connection that is of a most divine nature and truly expansive. And these things come rare, of a very rare in nature. However, during the process it requires a certain amount of healing, which is continual. There's a lot of healing involved in intending to experience these soulmate type connections, these twin flame type connections, these over the rainbow type of relationships that we expand upon and we intend for ourselves. However, they are possible, and in truth, for many of you, this is a reality that is unfolding. However, during the unfoldment, there's quite a bit of healing that needs to take place within you as an individual. Now, as you heal, you're going to meet individuals that, will scratch, an itch or whatever here and there, and you'll experience certain interpersonal connections that are for social purposes or for passionate purposes or certain levels of commitment or intimacy or whatever throughout your path as you heal. However, it is not necessary to get discouraged, but thank and be grateful for these connections and allow for yourself to flourish and continue to heal, because it's not an overnight process. Like the mate that you may intend to connect with now, you're not ready for. And during the process of you preparing yourself and healing yourself in preparing for that connection, it's necessary to be satisfied now and be grateful for the connections that you have now. Because when you're ready, in synchronicity with the orchestration of infinite intelligence, that mate that you intend to connect with will be ready. However, not before will this take place. It will take place always in divine order, in divine timing, exactly when you're ready to experience that connection. And during the process, you must enjoy life and enjoy all that is this now moment. So let us not entertain any belief systems, because sometimes belief systems can block us from experiencing these types of connections and saying, there are no men or women out there that I could understand and will understand me, that operate on this level of spiritual frequency or whatever. And, this type of talk is self-defeating. These types of affirmations are self-fulfilling, because once again, as you put that energy out there, that is the reality that you exist in. However, you can't entertain the fact that there is that person, there is those people that you will connect with in this way, and you connecting with them will only happen when you are ready for them, and never before, only when it's time. So enjoy the journey, only when it's time. So in the now moment, enjoy your life, love yourself. The more you love yourself and experience your life and enjoy being by yourself, the more people will want to hang out with you. The more people are going to be attracted to you. Self-love is the foundation of all love. Self-love is the frequency of magnetism.
The more you'll start attracting the right people in your life.
Most definitely.
People that's going to put you down or put you in negative situations.
Absolutely.
So unjudgmental, you're going through something that you don't want to go through. Go. Ask here. Go inside here. Ask here. Right? This is why you're doing it. This is why you're going through it, because
absolutely
take responsibility.
Take responsibility.
Don't ask for no help.
Embrace yourself.
Don't ask for no help. Go inside yourself and be like, hey, what am I doing wrong?
Satisfaction. Satisfaction is the frequency of abundance. The more you don't want and don't need, the more you realize that which is already within you.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Oh, could you do
hallelujah?
Coffee to be made.
Some dudes.
For real, bro. Like, some dudes, yo.
Tonight we got 2 hashtags tonight. Some dudes. Hashtag some dudes.
Hashtag down, bro.
Hashtags flies and meat.
Wait, and hallelujah.
How'd you do you?
Some dudes. Hashtag
Some dudes. If you could put a meme with somebody going like this.
Some dude. That's what we'll go with.
Yo, somebody gonna snap picture of snap that moment.
Right. Some
dudes.
Ghost.
Yo, bro. Oh man. We got anything else?
Oh man.
No, not really. Just
they roasted already.
Hello, sectional 8 couch.
Hold on, what?
Don't want
Sectional
like
8
this.
couch.
Isn't
Sectional 8 couch. I don't know what that is.
Sectional 8, man. Section 8, man.
That's what I said.
Okay.
The section 8 couch?
No, sectional 8.
Sectional 8 couch. You lost me, Kyle. You lost me.
Oh, section 8 couch.
Yeah.
Section 8 couch.
Yeah.
Section 8 couch.
No, listen to them.
That's American joke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like hood homes or
Hey, Carrie, when we get more of these hoodies, reprinted, make sure you get one, okay? Oh yeah, she roasted them already. Though.
Don't front like dudes isn't part of your normal vocabulary. Don't front, Z.
Thank you, Cena.
It started already.
It's like, I'm so grateful to have caught this live.
Oh,
shit. Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah, it's a full moon edition.
Huh?
Full moon edition.
Yeah.
It's the couch from the Section 8 house.
Oh, this couch right here.
Sectional 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was for free.
No,
Yeah,
we
section.
paid for this couch. We paid for this couch. It wasn't free.
It was.
I went to pick it up.
Oh, that's
I
right.
know.
It wasn't the retail price. If that's what you're asking. Why are you judging our couch?
I didn't see the couch.
Did you say Section 8 couch?
Yeah, Section 8 couch. Yeah. Like, wow.
Section 8.
Maybe
That's the name of the couch.
No.
Nah, there ain't no name of no couch.
Section
Man. No
8.
name of couch. Section 8 couch, man.
Where he from? How does he know about Section 8, yo?
Section 8 couch from the I've been living
Yo.
for so long.
Some dudes.
Some dudes.
Hold on. Let me see this.
Kyle's belt posted on
Who?
On the 2, yeah, they'll probably post it on the 2. I mean, right now we hitting at 3 hours, the longest Let's Build ever. It's all good.
Oh, and
your
I see y'all request for the. We'll have a talk about it in our next meeting.
Oh, look at Kyle, yo. Is the couch from the Section 8 house?
Yeah.
It is a Sectional 8.
So he said Mike Hunt was the one
Oh.
asking. I guess maybe Mike Hunt couldn't tune in.
Oh.
And he saw
His what?
One for auctions that Mike Hunt.
They don't have Section 8 over here in Germany. Nah.
His cut.
Mike Hunt.
Oh, Mike Hunt. Okay, cool. It's in Section 8.
Mike Hunt. Yeah. Andrea is asking, when will the YouTube of this be out?
Yeah, probably tomorrow, Andrea. Shaw.
Luke
Star.
Oh.
Star. Posted pictures of that super blood blue moon yesterday. Pretty fly on me. So we got any more questions?
Not really. I think they're just enjoying us having a good time on this side.
Y'all caught me today, kid. Y'all caught me today.
Oh, shoot. Where's the meme, guys? Come up with the memes. Bring it out. Who can do the best meme? Some dudes.
Be careful, that's the spot.
Well, it says anyway.
They don't have good McCheese over here in Germany. They don't give out cheese.
I wish they did have it. That's the best grilled cheese sandwiches I had, man. What you talking about, man? Hey, you don't know about it, man.
God, I get that. You done brought back a flashback. Hey, man. You done brought back a flashback. This sounds a Larry moment.
Larry right there. Larry Love. Anyway, are we finished, man? Are we finished? We got any more? Everybody tripping? Oh, okay. Go ahead, Melanie.
One last thing from Dion.
Dion Love.
I appreciate real talk. It allows one to engage and know that they are not alone.
Absolutely.
We are indeed spiritual beings having a human experience. When these human issues unfold, here as the work begins, growth.
You dig? Real talk, Dion. That's the one right there. So, yeah.
LA wants a raw hoodie.
They all asking this right here. They're falling in love with this hoodie, man. So you might have to give me a production of this.
UBC joints, okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get our merch up when the time is appropriate. Y'all discussed the funding or the donation joints yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we can figure that out and try to work that for the people who are interested.
We still got college jackets,
we
man.
can do that. Like, you know what I mean? If they enter, y'all can put out one. They put something together. If they're interested in having some merch or whatever.
That could be part of the. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're talking about it later. Anyway, we're gonna get that together. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for joining us here at Let's Build a beautiful community of open-hearted communication as to the nature of our evolution and healing. Beyond all distortions and jokes, there is a serious experience taking place amongst humanity. However, through the lighthearted nature of being honest and open with ourselves, we are able to move past the distortions and move deeper into a state of bliss and grace through our healing, through the honesty that we're embracing inside of ourselves and recognizing who we are as the creator and the foundation of this experience. Continue to focus, continue to work on your creativity, continue to cultivate the internal work of healing and moving beyond that which is the illusion and recognizing the blessing of being alive here on planet Earth. A great honor to connect with everybody here. Big shout out to AAA, God Amon Ra, overseas. Big love to Hannah for holding us down with the teas and coffees and the smoke, you know what I'm saying? Hallelujah. You know what I mean? We up in here, hallelujah. And hashtag some dudes. It's a thing now. So once again, they don't know nothing about that government cheese and
no, they don't.
Yeah, we know that look.
Yeah.
It is what it is, baby. But yeah, a shame.
They see a line, they think it's the movies.
Yeah, most definitely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, great honor. Thank you for joining us. You can be anywhere, but you're here with us, and that's a beautiful thing. We truly appreciate it, as always. Until next Thursday, we bid you farewell and divine greetings from who we are, the Angelic Grounds of Black Council of Black Federation of Light, and who I am as your commander, Ashtar. We love you always. Thank you.
See ya.